Hello, Reverend Devan Jesse Byrne from Open and Clear Reality, back with you with another popular totem, something that we see very often, the wolf perspective and what this means. Let's go ahead and hop into the several different interpretations and possible understanding of it. You might not relate to all of them, remember that, but you will most likely relate to at least 2 or 3. Let's get to it.
Subscribe.
A common statement, and remember that's what you want to do. You want to look at what common statements, common ideas, common things, respectfully looking at what they represent in order to make this interpretation. So something that we all know about wolves, besides that they look like dogs, so cute, okay, but the fact that they are pack animals. So this is a big thing. This is something that probably resides with all of them. The fact that even when they, in these packs, when they're sleeping, they are literally on top of each other. And you might see dogs happening and working in the same fashion, but that's how close they are in, say, their families. So take those ideas and possibly recognize that maybe it is either a calling or a confirmation. The callings or confirmations. So signs and symbols is callings or confirmations. Just kidding. Okay. So is it calling to be more in a family situation or a troop of people, a collective? Are you being called to a community type approach? You can join our little community of people, but in the sense of, or is it confirming that you are owning your, say, fatherhood, your motherhood, your familyhood, whatever it is that you are, and that you have a pack of friends that you have been dealing with and working with, that you will naturally see these reflections in the universe when you embody what it is, say, representing. So it's in your mind, it's in your experience, and then the spiritual universe represents it or is guiding and calling you to look into it more so. Okay, so we just want to recognize that either you're being called to a more pack situation or in any of these interpretations, or you're being confirmed to the fact that you have been, and this is the right path for you. Okay, so finding balance between self and family is something that if you want to recognize that it is calling you in some direction. A lot of people neglect family, neglect, say, your partner, and if you have seen a wolf, please recognize that there is this balance, not just a balance outside of family, but a balance going into the presence and understanding of family. It's like calling you, hey, join with your family more, or your pack of friends. They might be able to help you. So if you're going through something and you just happen to see a wolf, or even a picture of a wolf or a dream about it, possibly calling you to, hey, join with your pack. They know. Join with your tribe. They know, okay? They can help you. Even if it's not that they might have the absolute information you're looking for, but in a sense of having some sort of guidance or emotional support in that. And that's something big about, say, something we know about dogs that have descended from wolves, is that they're very emotional. These are something that are very emotional. So it can be a sense of that you are emotional, or calling you to find a sense of emotional mastery. So remember, again, I am never going to be teaching the fact that there is negative interpretations of symbols. That is all a mindset. Say that's the knowledge of evil. And I believe that if you train yourself to find the interpretation, you see that spirit is guiding you with peace and love everywhere. Okay, so if you see this, it's calling you to be a sense of to peace and love, that there is a way of mastery of your emotions, that you can find peace and love all the time and everywhere. So that is definitely something, and I teach in many of my courses available at openandclear.com. So finding that expression or that emotional expression does, and it can be calling you to that sense of recognizing love, that they don't judge each other. Yes, there's this hierarchy of an alpha sense of an idea of the pack, but the pack then is just an agreement. That once it's done, once we have our set ideas of what is the pack, what is our pack, who's the boss, we just go together. They run together. If you ever seen a video of them running, it's like a flock of birds, that they naturally flow together. And that's something about it that might be standing out to you. And of course, take any factors that you might have seen personally about what, say, the color of them and how they're moving. What did you actually see? Did you see them moving, or did you see that lone wolf? What does that represent? A lone wolf is an idea that usually when an alpha has a battle with another alpha and they decide who's an alpha, if the other one didn't die, it gets kicked out of the tribe, right? And so it's on its own. So maybe if you see a lone wolf, maybe you feel that sense of being alone. Maybe you feel like you don't know where you belong. But the greatest thing about it is another wolf, a female usually in this situation, but taking it symbolically, is going to help you start a new tribe. Okay? It's the battle for alpha is just the fact that you're starting your own tribe. And that might be calling you to start a family, or the fact that it's confirming that you have been starting a family and that this is the right path for you. So see that it's always happening, and with this, that it is a representation of a higher purpose, a bigger purpose for you, that a bigger path or pack, that you're getting in a pack has some support for you. And so you're recognizing that interpretation, and that's a beautiful thing. So with that alpha type idea, recognize having your pack also means that you are the spiritual leader. You have something to say, you have something to share. And even if it's just in your family, possibly the symbol to you means that it is calling you to teach your pack. Maybe you feel that way. And starting your own tribe, your own collective, even as myself, as I'm reaching out to all the community out there, sharing all of this information, and we are starting our own communities and everything. Feel free to join with us. So just recognize that it might be calling you to that, or confirming that this is the right path for you. So with something about being serious, like this is a dog, a wolf is very serious. Now, the dog idea, you see dogs all the time, and you might not entirely be relating to this because it is everywhere. So these are more rare circumstances that you happen to see this. So as much as this relates a little bit with the dog, recognize that this is more about the actual wolf, okay? Being more primal and less tamed, less trained. And that's something big about it, is that wolves work together and have a sense of community, but also what's that word? Why can't I think of it? Fireside. Like they listen in a teaching a class. They're one of the many pack animals that actually work together and even say teach in front of. Like the alpha has all the attention, even as like the lion, that everybody looks, laying down, looks at the alpha and pays attention to what they're saying. So taking that symbolically, of course, wolves aren't talking, as far as we know, right? But they have the attention of that. And so maybe you're in that position, or if you are feeling to start looking at some alpha of some sort, maybe you feel called to be in a pack. It doesn't mean you're an alpha. Okay, there's far more in a pack that are not alphas than the alpha one in a pack, right? So of course, in my pack community, there's no specific alpha, but of course I am head of it, starting it. But in that sense of wherever you fit, we all work together, and so it's recognizing who you are, what you are, and your place. Okay, and of course that place can change. It's not like know your place, of course. So in meditation, this is something that the wolf can be calling to isolate and go deep into meditation. Possibly it is trying to get you and call out to you, hey, pay attention, that you need to actually start isolating, going out into the wilds, maybe called to go on a shamanic journey of some sort, go on a walkabout, and especially if you see a lone wolf, possibly it's confirming with you, you've probably had the guidance and you want to follow that. So this is all about that. So if you see it in a dream, remember it is a thought in your mind. And so it's representing what that thought means. So this is about, yes, it might be about family, but taking everything going on in the dream and see how this is an intellectual aspect of what your dream is, and where, say, the affection and attention, the emotion of that primal instinct is occurring within this dream. So recognizing that if it's guiding you in that dream and in life, that there might be about that primal, even the howl, like howling to the moon. Think about what that means and how open you have to be. Just open it. I can't do that with the mics here. Just completely opening up your voice and being guided to open up your voice. So there are a lot of interpretations that the wolf can represent, and take in other factors like what colors did you see, what was it doing, how many were there, and just recognize that it is the spirit guiding you, leading you every single day by all of the signs and symbols out there.